Hello everyone. How y'all doing today? Today is a brand new day. I don't know why I'm saying like this. Yeah, it feels really good when I practice this lesson I've read yesterday that says that let me recognize the problem so it can be solved. We are taking the first steps in realizing the problem and finding the solution. Isn't it good? Yeah, it sounds good to me. The problem is that we believe in separation. Yeah, we do believe in separation. That is the reason why all the conflicts and wars are happening. We think that we are doing this thing to them, but actually, what we are doing this to ourselves. Yeah, by like killing someone. Yeah, I'm actually killing myself because karma is the thing that is turning onto you, right? By having thoughts, yeah, about people, you are actually having thoughts about yourself because you are actually sending this signal to your own mind. And if you think about someone that they are, for example, stupid, you are sending this signal to yourself that you are stupid. If you cannot forgive someone, if you hold grievances against someone, so you send this signal to yourself, telling yourself that you know what, yeah, it's like it's their guilt, and actually what I'm saying is I'm saying to myself that it's my guilt, it's my fault. That's what we are doing. That is the remedy for us. There is no separation. No separation. This is the solution of the only problem we may have. So yeah. And now it's time when I read the next lesson, lesson number 80. And it says that let me recognize my problems have been solved. Yeah, isn't it great? Let me recognize my problems have been solved. If you are willing to recognize your problems, you will recognize that you have no problems. Yeah, if you are willing to recognize your problems, if you are willing to recognize your problems, because we don't even want to recognize the problem, the real problem. We don't want it. We don't want it. Yeah. If you are willing to recognize your problems, you will recognize that you have no problems. If you are willing to recognize your problems, you will recognize that you have no problems. How come? I recognize my problems and actually I recognize that I have no problems. How come? How does it work? Yeah, your one central problem has been answered and you have no other. You think you have so many different problems you need to solve, you need to fix. But actually, we've been told that actually we have only one problem, one central problem, and it has been answered. And you have no other. No other problems. Can you believe that? Therefore, you must be at peace. Salvation thus depends on recognizing this one problem. Yeah, and understanding that it has been solved. You don't have to search for the solution, it's already been solved. Yeah, one problem, one solution. Salvation is accomplished. Freedom from conflict has been given you. Freedom from conflict has been given you. Accept that fact, and you are ready to take your rightful place in God's plan for salvation. Your only problem has been solved. Repeat this over and over to yourself today. My only problem has been solved. Repeat this over and over to yourself today with gratitude and conviction. You have recognized your only problem, opening the way for the Holy Spirit to give you God's answer. So there is ego's script, ego's answer, and Holy Spirit's answer, yeah, God's answer. What do you choose? Yeah, and yeah, I've been choosing ego script for so long, for so many times. So yeah, I'm deciding to choose Holy Spirit's script for me, right? Where I'm happy, I'm loved, I'm loving, I have inner peace, and I have no problems, right? That's what I want. That's what I choose. Repeat this over and over to yourself today. Your only problem has been solved. My only problem has been solved. With gratitude and conviction. You have recognized your only problem, opening the way for the Holy Spirit to give you God's answer. You have laid deception aside and seen the light of truth. You have accepted salvation for yourself by bringing the problem to the answer. We are not bringing light to the darkness. We are bringing darkness to the light. Yeah? That's what we're doing. I bring all the grievances and all these negative things, yeah, and people I may hold or keep any grievances against, yeah, I bring them all to the light, to the Holy Spirit's light. Not the way around, yeah, not the other way. Alright, so you have laid deception aside and seen the light of truth. You have accepted salvation for yourself by bringing the problem to the answer. And you can recognize the answer because the problem has been identified. And you can recognize the answer because the problem has been identified. Because the first step you need to take is to identify the problem. Yeah, which is separation. Alright, so and the solution, of course, it's oneness, right? There is no problems. Yeah. So, you are entitled to peace today. A problem that has been resolved cannot trouble you. Whew. Yeah. Only be certain you do not forget that all problems are the same. Their many forms will not deceive you while you remember this. One problem, one solution. Sounds like an ad. One problem, one solution. Accept the peace this simple statement brings. Accept the peace this simple statement brings. In our longer practice periods today, we will claim the peace that must be ours when the problem and the answer have been brought together. The problem must be gone because God's answer cannot fail. Having recognized one, you have recognized the other. The solution is inherent in the problem. You are answered and have accepted the answer. You are saved. Sounds great, huh? You are saved. Alright, so now let the peace that your acceptance brings be given you. Close your eyes and receive your reward. Recognize that your problems have been solved. Can you feel this feeling when you have no problems to solve? Like the feeling of relaxation. Can you feel that? Close your eyes and receive your reward. Recognize that your problems have been solved. Recognize that you are out of conflict. You are out of conflict. I'm out of conflict, free and at peace. Free and at peace. Above all, remember that you have one problem and that the problem has one solution. It is in this that the simplicity of salvation lies. It is because of this that it is guaranteed to work. That it is guaranteed to work. It's not gonna fail. Alright, assure yourself often today that your problems have been solved. Often. As much as possible. Right? Repeat the idea with deep conviction as frequently as possible. And be particularly sure to apply the idea for today to any specific problem that may arise. Say quickly, let me recognize this problem has been solved. They're not saying that only these mental problems can be solved this way. They're saying all the problem. It means that all the problem that can be related to your physical condition, to your financial condition, to your relationship situation. So it can be applied to any problem, not like your feelings, yeah, or your emotions or whatever. It can be applied to any problem you can find yourself to be in. So that's the great news, by the way, right? That's the great news. Yeah, say quickly, let me recognize this problem has been solved. Let us be determined not to collect grievances today. We are no longer collecting grievances. It's like, what to collect? To collect, like, some money from different countries, yeah? To collect grievances? No, I'm not. Let us be determined to be free of problems that do not exist. I guess it's really difficult to the ego to accept this idea that problems do not exist. It's actually going to convince you that, you see, your problems are actually pretty real. How can you even tell that they do not exist? That's how ego works. Yeah? Ego is trying to prevent you from doing this work. Yeah, but you are not like following it. Yeah? You are not like falling for it. Let us be determined not to collect grievances today. Let us be determined to be free of problems that do not exist. The means is simple honesty. To not deceive yourself about what the problem is, and you must recognize it has been solved. Yeah, it feels like, if I'm gonna describe my feelings, it's like to the ego, it feels like, oh, you're telling me that my problems are not real? Yeah? You're telling me that you are at peace? Are you? It's like some kind of mocking situation, yeah? To the ego. How? Are you telling me this, huh? You're telling me this simple, huh? But my other part, yeah, I guess where the Holy Spirit is just like giving me a good feeling about that. Actually, feeling of relaxation, yeah? Feeling of that I have nothing to do. I don't have to search for any solutions, yeah? I already have it, right? And again, they're not saying that this idea can be applied only to mental problems, yeah? To your feelings, to your emotions. No. This idea can be applied to any seeming problem we may have been in the body. Right? And yeah, you just know that it has been already solved. And you feel this deep relaxation knowing that you are being taken care of by your Father. Right? Isn't it great? Yeah, okay. So that's the practice for today. If you are watching my videos, thank you for doing that. Have a great day. Maybe you can apply this idea to your everyday life as well. Thank you for doing this. And remember, you're not alone, right? You're not doing alone, yeah, all this work. So yeah, thank you again, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.